in the last few classes, we have seen a concept of method of joints and method of sections for the analysis of a truss, isn't it? So method of joints can be used for analyzing any truss and to calculate forces in all the members of the truss. Forces in all the members of the truss. And method of sections is used to calculate forces in the specified members of the truss. Forces in the specified members of the truss. Now we are moving into another method, last method, very simple and very rarely used, but popular. That is called as tension coefficient method. What is this called as? Tension coefficient method. So when we are talking about tension coefficient method, see, the name itself suggests one thing to us, that is the method talks about only the tensile forces of the member. There can be compressive forces also, but initial assumption is that as we have already been doing it, it is assumed that it is having a complete tension part. So there is a definition for tension coefficient. So the definition of tension coefficient is, okay. So tension coefficient is defined as, tension coefficient is defined as the tension or pull, the tension or pull. So what do you mean by tension or pull? So when you have a member, if we are pulling it, if you are pulling it, it will undergo tension. So both phenomena are same. Tension or pull in a member divided by length, divided by length. So what is that length? Length of the member, the same member. So that's where tension coefficient T is equal to F or P by L. So this is the formula that we need to use for the calculation of tension coefficient using the tension coefficient method. Okay. Now the method is very simple. It is a straightforward method. We need not even trouble ourselves of how to use it. One of the easiest method, but one important thing is, first you need to know the coordinates of the member. You need to know joint, coordinates of the joint. So every time whenever we try to calculate the forces in the member, the unknown forces, the unknown forces in the members, we need to consider the tension coefficient, which is defined as how much tension it is being pulled with and what is the length of the member. Okay. So ultimately what do we want? We just want to calculate the forces in unknown members, unknown forces in the members of the truss. So there is a phenomena here to define how do we calculate, how do we analyze and all. So let us try to I'll just try to show you one of the mathematical concept taken from the one of the book. I'll directly show it to you on the screen with a proper explanation for you to get a clear understanding, because it will, you know, save some time in terms of writing, so that we can accelerate the concept. Okay. So now I will try to share one more screen with all of you. Please have a look into it. So the concept that I'm going to explain is talking about what is the methodology to be considered for the analysis of truss using tension coefficient. So now if you can see here, all of you can see on the screen, this is a bar PQ. This is a bar PQ, or it's a PQ is a truss member or a bar. So you know what is a bar from strength of materials 1 or engineering mechanics. So this is a truss member, and you can see the pull here. So this is the pull. This is also pull. That means tension. And what is the force in the member is FPQ. Force in the member. Okay. And the length of the member is LPQ. And all of you should carefully see here that the coordinates of X, sorry, coordinates of P and coordinates of Q are also written here. So what do you mean by coordinates of P and Q? Whenever we are trying to solve a problem with a truss, if you take any triangle like this, so for example, if I say that this is 3 meters, this is 3 meters, and this height is also 4 meters, if I give like this, so A, B, and C. Okay. Now, if I ask you to write the coordinates at A, okay, coordinates at A, coordinates at A, what will you have? So at A, it will be 0, comma 0, isn't it? It will be 0, comma 0, isn't it? Now at B, at B, X direction it is moved by 3 meter and Y direction is 0. So 3, comma 0. 3, comma 0. 3, comma 0. What is C then? Oh, sorry, I have written it wrong. So this is B here. So this is D. So B is X3, Y4. C is X6, Y0. And D is X3, Y0. So we are actually in the process of writing the coordinates for each and every joint of a truss. Each and every joint of a truss. Okay. So now in that process, we first have taken the coordinates of P, and from that you have to write the coordinates as XP and YP. Here XQ and YQ. Okay. So I gave the clarity of how do we take it. Then you see here the coordinates. So we have written it. So the force in the member is written by, all of you should see on the screen, FPQ cos theta. FPQ cos theta. So that is given by FPQ into XQ minus XP by LPQ. XQ minus XP by LQQ. All of you see here. So if you see here, XQ minus XP. So cos theta. So this is cos theta, right? So cos theta is equal to what do we have? Adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. Okay. So if I wanted to have the distance here, how do we take? The distance is given by simple. Let us consider that PQ, this is near end and this is far end. So simply far minus near. So XQ minus XP by LPQ. And this FPQ by LPQ is called as tension coefficient. So how do we calculate this? This is tension coefficient. Similarly, in vertical direction, YQ minus YP. So forget about sin theta and cos theta. If we can try to take the values as the difference between two coordinates, what is that? Difference between two coordinates, then you will get the solution. Okay. Now, how do we get LPQ? So LPQ is square root of XP minus XQ minus XP square plus YQ minus YP square. This is basic mathematics equation. Now, this is a tension coefficient method. If at all, if it is a compression member, Okay, no problem. We get negative tension coefficient. We get the negative tension coefficient. So now let us see how to solve this problem using the method of tension coefficient. Okay, now so same process, there is no change at all. Ultimately you need to take that tension coefficient of a member multiplied by the distance. That distance is far end minus near end. Okay, now what I will do with this basic understanding that I have given, let me try to take you to an example so that you will understand it in a better way and you will appreciate the concept of why tension coefficient method is considered to be simple compared to other methods. But remember one thing guys, this is the simplest method, but method of joints is the popular method. Method of joints is popular method. So always we will be given with a task of, always we will be given with a task of solving or analyzing a truss using any one of the methods. So it's not like, so there are two cases here. One is exam point of view and one is the in real application scenario. Exam point of view, we need to learn both, all three methods, because you will be asked specific method. But in real application scenario, when you go out of civil engineering, it is your choice to take a call on which method should be used for the analysis. So as of now, I will try to explain this concept directly with the help of an example. Okay. So let me sketch it one truss as a simple example. So what is the concept? Tension coefficient is given by force divided by the length of the member. Force multiplied by the length of the member. Okay. Now let me try to sketch the truss. This is one example. I am trying to show it to all of you. Okay, so this is the truss, and let us see what are all the directions and the dimensions and forces that are acting. Dimensions and forces. So, so two forces are acting here. So this is 4 kilonewton. This is 6 kilonewton. So this is a pinned support, and this is a roller support. Okay, and there are some distances given. So the angle inclination is 60 degrees. So this is 3 meters. This is also 3 meters. Okay. Now we need to name this each and every joint here. So this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. Okay. So the question is, analyze the truss using tension coefficient method. Analyze the truss using tension coefficient method. Okay. So now what all we need? First we need the coordinates. We need the coordinates. So to get the coordinates, what do we need to do? We have got the inclinations, isn't it? We have got the inclination. So first let us try to write the coordinates for this problem. Solution. Yeah. Now let us write the coordinates first. So see here, what is the first joint we have? This is 0 comma 0, 0 comma 0. So this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E. Okay, we have to write the coordinates for this. What is B? What is B coordinate? B coordinate is 3 comma 0. B coordinate is 3 comma 0. C coordinate is also 3 comma 0. Sorry, 6. 6 comma 0. Now, what is the coordinate for joint D? What is the coordinate for joint D? Inclination is given. So what is the coordinate for joint D? Angle is 60 degrees. So this is exactly at the center. Okay, this is also at the center. And this is also center. Okay. So what should be this height? So this is 60 degrees. Okay. So what should be its height? So because it is at the center, x will be 1.5 here. This is 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and this is also 1.5. So what should be the values? What should be the values for D? Basic mathematical trigonometry. 2.59. Very good. 2.59 or 2.6. So we have A 0 comma 0, and then we have B how much? 3 comma 0. Then we have C 6 comma 0. Then we have D 1.5 comma 2.6. What is E? What is E? What is E? Same na? 4.5 comma 2.6. 4.5 comma 2.6. Correct, right? How did we get 2.6? Tan 60 is equal to, if this is x, x by 1.5. X is equal to 1.5 tan 60. That is equal to 2.6. So now we got all the coordinates of the truss. So we got all the coordinates of the truss. Next, what do we need to do? We will try to calculate the reactions. Okay, next reactions. At A and C. Okay, sigma V, sigma V is equal to 0. So what do we have? RA. So what is the sign convention? Upward positive, downward negative. RA plus RC minus 4 minus 6 is equal to 0. RA plus RC is equal to 10. Next, taking moments about A, sigma MA is equal to 0. What do we have? Clockwise positive implies 4 into 3 plus 6 into 6 is equal to RB into 6. 12 plus 36, 48. So what will be the value of RB? Sorry, RC. 4 into, oh sorry, see nobody is correcting me. I am writing 3. It is actually 1.5. So 4 into 1.5 plus 6 into 4.5 is equal to RC into 6 is equal to RC into 6. So say the value of RC. So 6 plus 33 by 6. 33 by 6. 5.5. Correct. So RC is equal to 33 by 6. That is equal to 5.5 kilonewton. And RA is equal to 10 minus 5.5. That is equal to 4.5 kilonewton. Okay. So this is our basic reactions. Now we need to take the joints, like method of joints. We need to take the joints. So I'll write it here. Choose any joint as a starting point and calculate forces in the members of that joint and keep moving towards other joints. Keep moving towards other joints. This is a note point for all of you. Okay. Now let us take joint A. Let us take joint A. So when we take joint A, what is the condition we need? Tension coefficient into coordinates for all the members. So joint A has two members. So AB, AD, correct, right? AB, AD. So it has two members, AB, AD. So for one step, I will write the procedure. Next time onwards, you need not write it. So using tension coefficient method, implies tension coefficient into difference between coordinates of the member in x and y directions, in x and y directions of a chosen member. That's why I said while solving problem, you will understand it in a better way. Of a chosen member. So what are all the members we have got? A, B, A, D. Okay, A, B, A, D. So now let us take A, B. Let me write continuously first. For one step, I will write individually. Next, I will continue. So for AB, TAB into XB minus XA. Over, right? In both x and y direction. First, we will take x, then we will take y. Okay. And for AD, TAD into XD minus XA. TAD into XD minus XA. So TAD into XD minus XA. So now in this process, what do we have? So at joint A, in x direction, TAB into XB minus XA plus TAD into XB minus XA plus TAD into XD minus XA. TAD into XD minus XA. Okay, so do we know what is tension coefficient? Let us assume that we don't know what is tension coefficient. Okay, let us understand that we don't know what is tension coefficient. So here if you try to understand, so these are values XA, YA, XB, YB, XC, YC, XD, YD, XE, YE. What do we want? XB minus XA. So XB minus XA. So TAB XB is 3 minus 0 plus TAD into XD. What is XD? 1.5. XA is 0 plus 1.5 minus 0 is equal to 0. Okay. So now 3 TAB plus 1.5 TAD is equal to 0. Like that in y direction. Like that in y direction. Y direction. TAB into YB minus YA plus TAD into YD minus YA. What all we have? We have 0 minus 0, YB and YA are 0 and 2.6 minus 0, and at A we got plus 4.5 reaction is equal to 0. So TAB into 0 minus 0 plus TAD into what is YD? YD is 2.6. YD is 2.6. 2.6 minus 0 plus 4.5 is equal to 0. So 2.6 TAD is equal to minus 4.5. TAD is equal to how much? So TAD is equal to minus 1.73. Minus 1.73. Now substitute in A. So this is A. And we will get 3 TAB is equal to minus 1.73 into 1.5. Okay, plus. So that is equal to TAB is equal to how much? So TAB is equal to, so we got TAD and we got TAB is equal to 0.865. 0.865. Okay. So I will stop here for today's this class. Continuation I will teach it in the next class so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So from this it is easy. So what is TA? tension coefficient is equal to force by length, correct na? So how do we get F now? Force in the member AD by length of AD is equal to TAD. We know TAD, we know length. We need to calculate force. See how simple this method is? Just one formula and coordinate system. We get forces in the members of all the truss. So if you are all okay, I will continue for next 20 minutes. Otherwise, I will stop it here.